Peace, peace, peace. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you who don't know, it's your boy Vic Slain Hope. And today's video is about the 6 ways that you can get people to like you. Now, the first way is to become genuinely interested in them. A lot of times, like when we ask people, how you doing? How's your day? How's family? A lot of times it don't really be genuine. Like a lot of times it's just cliche stuff, right? It's just stuff that we say to each other every day, and we have automated responses like, how you doing? Good, fine. Like, it's not real conversations. Like when you work with people, when you go to school with people, like a lot of times it's like people that we see on a constantly, like it's not a real conversation. It's just we being courteous, right? So it's not really genuine. So like when you ask people how they're doing or how their day was, like, try to make them feel like it's genuine, like it's coming from a place that you really care, because people will notice. Sometimes you even hear people say, like, why should I even tell you, right? Because you can't help me, or you don't really care. So it's because a lot of times people can feel that. People can feel that it's not really genuine. So that's number one. Number two is a person name is important. Remembering people's names is very, very important. You got to remember, your name is something that you're going to most likely carry for the rest of your life, right? And depending on your name, sometimes people profile you based on your name. Sometimes it opens doors for you based on your name. If it's a prestigious name, belongs to a notable family. So your name is very important. It becomes part of our identity and who we are. And a lot of times, I'm guilty of this, right? A lot of times I meet people, and because I meet so many people, a lot of times I be forgetting people's names. And I see the look on people's faces when they realize that I remember their name. Like they almost be like, oh snap, you remember my name. People be like almost like so shocked, so amazed that you actually was like listening to them, which is kind of like the next point, like that you actually remember their name, because a lot of times people know that people forget their name. And even though some people bypass it as not being that serious, to some people, like I said, when you actually remember their name, you see the reaction that those people have. Number three is be a good listener and encourage others to talk about themselves. Now, we know when it comes about us and our accomplishments, and we can talk. A lot of us can talk for days, right? About ourselves, what we accomplished, how we feel about ourselves, and we can talk. Sometimes we even go out of our way to cut people off to even talk, right? We don't even let them talk. Let alone, a lot of us is not even really good listeners, right? A lot of times we listen to respond. We don't really understand the point of view that somebody's coming from. We don't even understand their position or their ideas or what they're trying to tell us. So it's very important to be a good listener. People know when you're really listening to them, when you're letting them talk. And sometimes people just want to get stuff off their chest. Sometimes they don't even want advice. Sometimes they just want to get something off their chest. And this is where being a good listener plays an important part. And people remember the people that listen to them when they needed somebody to listen to them. Also encourage people to talk about themselves, because when you meet people, like I said, it's easier to talk about yourself. And the only way you kind of like get to know people and people are going to like you is if you listen to them and if you allow them to talk about themselves, get to know them. Number four. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, it's 5. I'm bugging. So number 4 is talk in terms of the other person's interests. Talk in terms of the other person's interests. Meaning, if I want somebody to go to the gym with me, right? I could talk about what I want, what's my interest. Oh, I want to get bigger arms. I want to get, ripped. I want to get this. I want to get that. It's not really going to motivate somebody to come to the gym with me, talking about what I want to do. Not necessarily. But if I tell this person that I'm trying to get to come to the gym with me, like, yo, I was heading to the gym, and, I see that, you kind of like, maybe that they like to work out. Maybe they mentioned to you that they wanted to lose weight before the summer. Or maybe they mentioned to you that, they want to get toned or certain things. So if you come to that person and say, like, you know what? I remember me and you was talking, and you was telling me about, your summer goals or whatever, or you want to go overseas, or you want to take vacations, and you want to look a certain way. Like, yo, maybe you should pull up to the gym with me. See, and that way you put their interests before yours, and they're more likely to come to the gym because you put their interests in front of yours. And there's many other countless ways to do this as well. Number 5 is make the other person feel important and do it sincerely. Now, that sums up basically all the other ones, because when you put other people's interests before yours, when you remember their name, when you become genuinely interested in them, matter of fact, it is 6, I'm bugging. When you do become genuinely interested in them, it actually, when you listen to them, when you encourage them to talk about themselves, it means, it shows kind of like you want to get to know them, you care about them, you're listening to them, you remember their name. People feel important when you do all of these things. So it kind of sums up all of these things. And the last thing that I kind of like missed is smile. I'm sorry, this video is all over the place. Smile, right? Smiles are very contagious. And I noticed this because at one point in my life, I didn't really smile as much, right? I didn't really smile. Like, even like when I be in public and people think I'm upset and people look at me and I look mad, I look angry. Like, a lot of times people be like, oh, like, it's kind of standoffish. It's kind of standoffish. So sometimes people don't want to come around me. Might not want to come around you because you just look mean, you just look serious, you just look like he's angry, I don't want to talk to him. But when you smile, a smile is contagious. And I mentioned to y'all in a situation, I got into a situation one time where I was in a train and I was just, I had this mean mug on my face. And this dude jumped on the train and he was like he jumped on the train because he thought I was mean mugging him. And he was like, he was like, what's up? Like, I know you. And I was like looking at him like, I just started smiling at him. And I was like, nah, bro, you look like my mans. And then he started smiling back. Like, even in that moment, like, I could have been like, nigga, I could have responded with the same aggression, right? But I didn't. All I did was smile at him and I said, yo, you look like my mans. And he smiled back. So smiles are contagious. I'm telling you, it works all the time. I smile a lot now. A lot of people be smiling too when they see me smile. They like my smile. So those are the 6 steps. I'm sorry, I was all over the place. So 6 ways to make people like you. 1 is become genuinely interested in them and other people. Smile. A person's name is important. Remember their name. It's very important. Be a good listener and encourage others to talk about themselves. Talk in terms of the other person's interests and make the other person feel important and do it sincerely. Now, let me know in the comment sections what y'all think about the 6 ways that I mentioned. Let's talk about it. Peace. Have a good one.